Good morning, true art believers. How are you doing today? Pearson here. It is another day in paradise. Tuesday morning, I'm rocking out with my dragon. No, not dragon, not dragon. It's a T-Rex with nunchucks that are poorly drawn, but that's fine. We'll deal with that later. I really don't even care about how well the hands and nunchucks are drawn. Just wanted to get a little bit more practice in. Anyways, so today I'm going to be working on my Ninja Rex character for I think this the week, and whatever I get done, I get done. If I don't get it done, great. I mean, not great. But if I get it done, awesome. But I'm going to cut a hard deadline on Saturday. I might even get bored with it and just want to start a new one. Anyways, let us begin. Alrighty, let's get to it. So I'm just going to, as you know, for those that are watch these, I just kind of wander around on the drawing and then we'll see what happens. I don't have any like I don't have any clear cut deadline. I think the only deadline I have is the deadline of Saturday. I want to cut it off at Saturday. If I get bored with it earlier, that's fine. If I don't get bored with it and I keep adding more details, that's fine too. So basically this whole drawing session, all these drawings, like drawing these little dinosaur characters, is really just a practicing a whole giant, like just one giant practice session. I don't really think anything of it other than just having fun. And I can take some solace in knowing that these characters, this dragon, is of my own design and not of someone else's. Although someone could say, "Hey, this looks like my drawing." I'm like, "Well, hey, I've never seen your work before. I'm sorry." You know. And like, "Hey, your drawing sucks compared to mine." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Kidding. So I'm just adding some hatching, around the nose, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of like hatching or like crisper lines around the mouth here because I feel like it, and that's what I'm doing. And just it's kind of these arcing kind of cross contour forms here, you know. And I've mentioned this before, but I do this type of drawing. It's kind of like as a release, as like a stress release from like my my own work, like my commercial work and my for my painting. So my painting's more like my painting is actually very therapeutic. Like it's very fun, just like very just gesturally and scratchy and such. But my commercial work can be kind of exhausting. There's just all things kind of going on. I have to do. I don't know why it's exhausting. It just feels so exhausting to do it. It just because it's a lot of pressure, and you want the customer to feel happy about the work, and there's the deadline. Even though I don't have any deadlines, I never gave any clear cut deadlines because I couldn't because of my schedule so hectic. I can't just like say, hey, this is how long it's going to take me to do. Like because after this 30-minute drawing session, I'm gonna jump into the working on the other drawing for another 30 minutes, and then I got to go to my standard 9 to 5, and then maybe I hope, fingers crossed, I hope sometime around noon I'll be able to work on the commissions a little bit more because I've been lagging behind, and it's not for lack of not trying. It's just little things have been taking my day away, and if anyone knows me, I'm actually quite efficient with my time. Like, uh, I had like a case in point today. I was went downstairs, meditated for 30 minutes, journaled for 10. Then I went down to the basement, worked out for 30 minutes. Hardcore working out. Very intense 30 minutes of just not heavyweight, but very very intentional weight, right? And then after that, I painted a little longer for 30 minutes because I spent a little bit more time than I expected. Well, I didn't. It wasn't unanticipated, I was hoping that I'd get done earlier, but I was doing some blocking out, some taping, and that took a little longer than. Well, it took about as long as I thought it would, but I was hoping that I'd get done quicker, and I did not. I was hoping like maybe something might click, or maybe it might take a little bit less time than I anticipate, but it took about right on the amount of time that I thought it would take. And then because I had all the taping done, I wanted to paint the area and remove the tape so it's ready for the next day as opposed to whatever. And and so that's what I did. And then I had to do a few social media things. So I like to do some of those social media things prior to going upstairs. Have a protein shake, come up here, and here I am. And then I think where the hiccup point that I have is my wake up time. Like I'm supposed to wake up at 4, but I hit the snooze button like 5 times. So like I'm off by 30 minutes every day with my scheduling. Now, if I didn't hit that snooze button, I'd probably be about right on target, and I'd probably be able to squeeze in an hour or two extra, or an extra 30 minutes on my commissions. Um, but I think I've been really thinking about this a lot lately. It's like I need to um, I need to make an extra $200 uh, a week uh, from my art in order for me to dial back from one of my jobs. So if I can do that and make an extra $200 a week from my art steadily, because my art is inconsistent. Like I'll sell art, but the commissions, they're inconsistent. Like I have a bunch of commissions, but I had to stop them because I was getting too many. Um, Now, if I am able to make an extra $200 a week, I can stop working, not stop working, but take off 2 days from one of my other jobs. And if I can do that, then I think I'll be on the right track. That's something I've been thinking about. I need to make an extra $200 a week. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not like rolling in dough selling my art, but apparently I'm just not. I'm I do, I'm comfortable in other ways, but you know, one of the things I want to start doing is really pushing it. So I need to make an extra $200 a week, and I'm going to try. Um, and that way I can not necessarily quit my other job, but definitely reduce the amount of hours. I probably don't want to quit that job. I kind of like it. It's a simple job. Like I think we as individuals we think because it's not like a glamorous job, like, oh, I'm a lawyer or I'm a doctor. It doesn't mean, like, listen, dude. Uh, yeah, a lawyer and a doctor, you get paid well, and there's some sort of like glamour, or there's some sort of like you looked highly upon. But you know what? It's a lot of work, and it's probably really stressful. Like I can imagine being a lawyer and being super stressed out all the time, you know? And so like I have this simple job, like very simple, and I do it pretty well because it's like the movie Forrest Gump where like they have them, why'd you assemble that gun so quick? 'Cause you told me, sir, you know? Yeah. So, you know, it's just something I've been thinking about doing, and I think I might be getting close to that, and I'm just trying my best. But I got sucked in briefly on Instagram for a second, and I saw like, wow, this this artist really does really good curvy women, like comic characters, you know. It's like clearly, clearly those characters, those clothes are not functional. Like you're not battling zombies in those clothes. Um, anyways, I was like, man, I must be in the wrong drawing field because this person got 4,000 likes. Here I'm drawing a dinosaur with like nunchucks. It's a pretty good dinosaur. I think I mentioned, like I said, wow, that person really knows how to draw like clean figures. Because they were really good. They're really good figures. I very appreciated them. I was like, wow, that's really just like really good drawing there. Just clean. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just adding like little areas of probably like over the top hatching for 30 minutes. You know, just kind of adding stuff here and there. Just seeing where it takes me. And I feel that when I move my pencil, the pencil a lot like this, and kind of let the mind go a little bit. I don't know if the drawing's necessarily better, but definitely things start forming that you would not really, you know, consider. So I'm trying my best to really push this mind disconnect, you know, where I just kind of like let the autonomous actions occur because you've drawn these values before, you've done them over and over again. Now you got to just execute, right? And not let your mind get in the way so much all the time. Because when we're artists, we tend to let our minds get in the way of all this, all that's going on, you know? We tend to overcomplicate what is a simple process. You know, you just got to work on that process and let it go. Just keep working on it, you know? Because that's what a lot of drawing kind of to me is a series of processes, sequences, you know. Abstract's a little bit different, although I tend to start making, so I'm doing abstract paintings, and they work well now, but like what's going to happen is it's already is happening, and it's like, look at these hands, these are bad hands. Anyways, they're bad hands, who cares? I just don't want to go back and adjust them because they're gonna be far, like as I said, I think the reason why I didn't want to adjust them is because I just want them to be kind of in the shadow, and I want to add like just some highlight on them because you're not going to show the detail. And a little like I'll add some highlights. The sweatbands are not correct, but I don't feel like adjusting them either. I think the leaving them like that's fine. Anyways, just having fun with it. But yeah, that was such so funny. Like this person like 4,000 likes. It's like clearly I know why you have 4,000 likes because there's a lot of artists out there are just as good, but they're not drawing you know, comic characters in you know what I'm saying, those clothes or lack thereof. It's like, I just like drawing these characters in no clothes. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do, bro. Anyways, I'm just drawing this dinosaur and hoping for the best. So I'm not, it's all in just one giant like experimentation. I don't just seeing how I can manipulate the shadow and what's the best course of action. And I really don't know. I don't know what I should necessarily be doing on this drawing. I'm going through the motions and hoping for the best, you know? I probably might be going too dark in certain areas, but my idea is like the farther away, the lower the drawing it goes, the farther it goes down, the darker the shadow. So like I want the tops to be kind of more bright and more defined, and then like the the bottom areas to really be dark, you know? That's what I kind of want. I want those bottom areas to be super, super dark, you know? That way I can, when I add a highlight here or there, it's really gonna pop. So if I do something like this, add like a highlight, you know, it's really gonna pop. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add a highlight area, but right now I'm just doing shadows. Oops. So I'm really just, I feel like I'm growing in each one of these drawings, getting a little bit better each time, understanding the some of the not limits, but definitely some of the parameters of how you can define form with this specific type of brush. And it's just kind of fun. I'm just having fun with it. Just having fun with it. It's Tuesday. What do you expect? And I'm leaving the bottoms less, like I'm defining them a little bit each time, but I'm not getting super to the nitty gritty yet. I don't want to do that. I want to leave the bottom kind of. I say that now, and then all of a sudden, like I decide to change that like 5 seconds from now, because I'm just having fun with the front, like the face. I want to push the face. Like I want to see how far I can take the hatching and some of these forms a little bit more. I think what I'll do is near the end of the week is I'll introduce the highlights and see how that works, how that looks. Use a white brush, I mean a white tone using the same brush, and then see how it reacts. Because like I'm seeing some pretty promising reactions. It's looking okay. It's like I'm very curious to see how it will look when I spend a little bit more time on it. if you notice, there's a lot of like just minute hatching in my drawing. You know, it's something that you really can't just notice from afar. You really have to kind of look at it closely. Whoa! One thing I have gotten better oops, at is hatching on this. Like I've gotten much better. Like my line quality has just skyrocketed through drawing digitally. Like I haven't been at first it was like very there's always a learning curve, you know. It's like everyone thinks that I'm not, for me it's a lot longer than the average person. I guarantee you it is. Like the average person probably get um I think the reason why is cuz I'm not drawing directly. You know, I'm using this tablet that's I can see my stylus on the screen, but I can't you know, I can't see my pencil's not touching directly touching the drawing surface. It's indirectly. So that takes me a while. That took me a long while to get used to. And also it takes a while because there's, you know, the tablets they have that oversimplicity, like they catch the your hand movements and they sometimes they exaggerate them, or they maybe you have a really shaky hand, you don't know it, right? And so I've improved off of that quite a bit. You know, this my hatching is just at least I think it's gotten better. Who knows? I may be deceiving myself. Right? I might be just like who knows. So I find that this is something I normally don't do. I've never like been a huge proponent of mixing value and hatching at once. Like I did a little bit, you know, to an extent, but now I feel like more confident in it in doing it. I think it might have to do with doing it digitally. And I think if I ever start drawing again like manually on a sketchbook, I might introduce that quality a little bit more for future references. I think it's going to be very helpful for me, you know. So this is like the most like direct. I'm actually treating this drawing like it's as if it's an actual drawing and not really doing anything else with it. I'm just so I got 5 more minutes essentially. Yeah, got 5 more minutes and yep, we'll call it a day. And then let's continue what I'm doing tomorrow and see what happens. See how it changes, how the image changes, if it progresses at all. You know, how much better, if it gets better. You know, if it's getting cleaner. Like I think it's getting better. I think it looks good. You know, it's not bad, right? I can always improve, right? There's always things I could be tweaking. I don't think I did a good job on these arms, but again, I'll transfer over what I think was working to the next drawing. You know, I'm not gonna get upset about it. You know, I can't be mad at the final product, you know, just got to keep working at it and then hope for the best. And there is a certain level of control, obviously. Yeah, I have a certain level of control. I get that, but I also want to uh, treat these as like giant experimentations. Notice how it's a lot softer on the bottom. You know, I think that's by design so that I can kind of have a little bit of say so when when I finish it. Like I want to kind of keep moving downwards. You know, so that if I do not have time to finish this drawing, I can kind of back out and say, hey, you know, I'm done with it. I think keeping it only as putting as much information as I have time for. So like I have until Saturday to keep adding details for better or worse, and I might even be done with it earlier because it's only Tuesday and I'm already really far comparatively. So like I might be done Thursday or I might be like tired of it by Thursday, you know. Who knows? I don't know. So one of these things about this type of this pencil is you can really get like these really small lines. And it's a good and bad thing. It's just like I mean, it's good that you can get these small descriptive lines, but it's also a bad thing because then you can just keep going at it. You can keep working. You can keep adding in new little details that you don't necessarily need. And that's why I'm doing these drawings is also to like really know when I need to stop on these images. Like when is enough? Is it do I set a like a is it a time frame, right? Do I stop at a certain time? or do I, you know, just keep going until I feel it's done? And I think it might have to be kind of a mixture of both, where I kind of say, hey, you know what? I think I've worked on it enough. It's done. And then move on to something else that might pique my interest a little bit more, you know. Uh-oh. Anyways, I think that's it for the day. So check it out. I basically just I've been tweaking it more and more, and it's getting a little bit better. Who knows? I don't know. It's looking okay. It's not looking bad. Um, it's got it's gotten certain qualities that I like, and I've been really I think it's getting better. Yeah, I think there's some interesting stuff happening there. Um, the hands, of course, that's been bugging me, but I think when I work on another one, I'll spend a little bit more time on the hands, yeah, and then after that, I will, I basically want to spend a little bit more time on some of the details before I start adding the final details, right? Anyways, I got to get going for the day. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy your Tuesday. If you're working, believe me, I'm going to be in the same boat as you are. If you're not and you're off, enjoy your Tuesday. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much, true art believers. Pearson out.